You're going to find this nuts. What do you think are the two main reasons that people choose not to wear hearing protection, even when the music that they're exposed to is so loud that they can feel their lungs vibrating out of their chests? I can tell you know exactly what I'm talking about. Any guesses? Well, firstly, and understandably, they're worried about it affecting the sound quality and creating a disconnect between them and the band, DJ, or their friends around them. The last thing that you want when you go to a gig is to not be able to hear the music the way that it's intended. And secondly, believe it or not, people don't like wearing hearing protection because of being embarrassed about not looking cool in front of their mates. Well, guess what's far less cool than wearing hearing protection? Permanent hearing loss and or tinnitus. And guess who used to think that he was cool back in the day? This guy. And guess who has permanent tinnitus and signs of a noise-induced hearing loss? You got it. I'm going somewhere with this. So not a day goes by where I don't hear this annoying sound inside my head. And I'm not alone. It's estimated that around 1.5 billion people have some form of hearing loss globally, with 30 million of those in the US alone. And the latest research shows that around 1 in 7 people have tinnitus. Now, I know what you're thinking. These numbers are so big that it's hard to imagine, right? Well, let me put that into perspective. This is Michigan Stadium, the largest football stadium in the US and home to the University of Michigan Wolverines. It sits over 100,000 fans. So if you were to fill this stadium 300 times, that's the number of people in the US alone with hearing loss. And guess what? Fill it another 500 times for those with tinnitus. Yet, here's something that people don't realize. The majority of noise-related hearing damage is fully preventable, and hearing loss and tinnitus aren't just part of aging or something that you have to accept. And protecting your ears in loud environments is one of the simplest things you can do to prevent them. So today I'm here sharing with you my personal mission, which is to ensure that as few people as possible fall into the same trap as me. And I'm sorry, because I know for a lot of you, it's already too late. In this recent poll that I put out there on YouTube, around 90% of you guys watching this channel suffer with a permanent tinnitus, which saddens me no end. And so I'm keen on knowing more about you, yes, you watching this video today. I would love to know about your tinnitus. So drop me a note in the comments beneath this video as to whether yours is permanent or temporary, so I can tailor my videos specifically for you going forwards. But wait, stop. It isn't all doom and gloom. You know me. For the last few months, I've been using something which, in my opinion, solves both the sound quality and embarrassment conundrums. They're called Hears, and today I'm going to share with you why, once you try these, you'll realize how decent the sound quality can be when you wear the right earplugs. Unlike those miserable foam earplugs that tend to put most people off hearing protection altogether. And then secondly, I think you're going to be blown away by how cool they look. Hears have two different models available, the Hears 1 and the Hears Plus, and there are two main differences between these models. Firstly, the attenuation filter, with the Hears 1 containing a 20 decibel filter, which is designed for balancing noise reduction that keeps sound clear whilst taking the edge off and protecting your hearing, which is perfect for music events, festivals, or loud social gatherings. Whereas the Hears Plus do the real heavy lifting and have 25 decibels worth of noise reduction, making them suitable for even louder environments such as clubs or loud concerts. And they can even be used for travel or deep focus, allowing you to be cut off that little bit more from the world around you. The second difference between these two is the cost, which is marginal, with the Hears 1 riding in at $40 and the Hears Plus at $43. In reality, the price shouldn't influence the model that you choose. That should really be determined based on where you intend to use them. Do you want to take a look? Let's open up these boxes. So, first impressions, they have nice, clean branding, which is minimalist in design and makes them feel classy, with the only text highlighting the style of the earplugs. In this case, Nebula Navy and clear glass. Sounds fancy, doesn't it? And I'm going to tell you straight, I am a sucker for high-end packaging, and these do not disappoint. There is no question that Hears have gone all out. In fact, this is the kind of packaging that you'd expect paying a couple of $100s for a set of AirPods. Never mind $40 worth of earplugs. So let's get this open. First up, you'll notice there are 3 pairs of ear tips, with another pair pre-installed on the Hears themselves. So there's definitely going to be one that fits your ear canal. I guess it's worth a small disclaimer at this point, sharing that as with any hearing protection, these are only as good as how well they fit. And both the 20 decibel and 25 decibel attenuation ratings are all tested in lab conditions. And so if you want to get as close as possible to those numbers, you have to make sure you get a really decent and tight seal. So for that reason, in my opinion, these tips are one of the most important components on the things. From my research, it looks like a lot of thought has gone into them, as they're built from hypoallergenic TPE made from entirely natural materials. So they're soft and pliable, ensuring that tight seal that I was talking about earlier, plus are really comfortable so you won't mind wearing them for extended periods of time. I don't want you to think of them as anything like the normal throwaway foam tips that you may have tried in the past. The material is way softer and also, which is important with reusable earplugs, far more durable too. So let's open up this case and take a look at the good stuff. I mean, this really is neat, isn't it? And will perfectly fit in your pocket without being annoying. In fact, looking at it, I actually think it's designed to be kept on a keyring, which is a great idea so you'll never have the excuse of forgetting them when you go to a gig. Look at them just nestled comfortably and waiting to save your ears from a world of noise. How can anyone say that these things don't look cool? This external loop is nice and soft and made of a rubbery material and gives you something easy to hold on to when inserting or removing the plugs. And I guess it helps get the correct orientation so they'll sit properly in your ears too, which I'll cover later in today's video. I mean, you really can tell that this is premium grade hearing protection, and as far as I'm aware, these are made in Europe, which is pretty unique in this space. Within the plastic body itself is the patented high precision acoustic filter, which Hears describe as being made up of their second eardrum technology, and as I mentioned earlier, will either provide 20 or 25 decibels of attenuation depending on the model. This filter is where all of the magic happens and is exactly why Hears earplugs aren't just like the foam earplugs that block everything out, as the filter is designed to maintain the fidelity and clarity of sound and music whilst limiting the volume and protecting your ears and hearing. So earlier I mentioned that Hears are ideal for anyone out there heading to music events such as festivals, clubs and loud concerts, and can also be used for those of you that just want a little bit of peace and quiet from the noise of the world around you. But the reality is, noise isn't just a concert problem. It's everywhere. So whether you skydive, ride a motorbike or work in construction, Hears are designed to take the edge off without completely isolating you and disconnecting you from the world around you. And if you're after an off-the-shelf, easy-to-use solution, then I would not hesitate in recommending them. Now, not only are foam earplugs uncomfortable to wear and never stay in, but they're also by no means easy to insert either. You've got to squeeze them in the right place, thread them perfectly down your ear, and then hold them for the perfect amount of time before they end up falling out and landing in your pina colada, which I have to say you'll be pleased to hear is the opposite of my experience with Hears. Inserting them is as simple as holding the external loop and then pushing the hollow tip down your ear canal until it feels nice and snug, with the logo showing on the outside. And I have to stress again that these are only as effective as how well they're inserted, so this bit is so crucial for them working effectively. And if it feels loose, I would recommend trying a slightly larger tip. Finally, make sure it's flush with the outside of your ear, with the external loop sitting nicely in the bowl of your ear. And boom, you're ready to party. Now, if you happen to be in the 90% of viewers watching this channel that already has some form of tinnitus, then you have to check out this video outlining what you can do to reduce it.